It's amazing. Ronnie is out of Cincinnati. Ronnie, get it off your chest, sir. Thank you for calling.
Hey, Jesse, how you doing? Happy Friday.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that.
Yes, sir. I'm calling because I keep hearing you say things like the good old days and
Tell me about the good old days.
Yeah, I'm hearing you say that, but then I'm also hearing you say the past doesn't exist.
Right.
So how can both of those be true at the same time?
Well, in those when that was happening, when those days were happening, it was happening then. It doesn't exist anymore. And I bring it up because you have the deceivers, especially the black ones and the liberal white ones, and the radical homosexuals and the baby killers and unborn baby killers and those kind of people. They keep bringing it up as though it still exists, and they bring up lies. It never existed, by the way. And even in those days when boys were boys and men were men, we didn't have abortion mills in the inner cities. If a woman got pregnant out of wedlock, it was an embarrassment. She would have to go in hiding and have that baby. And once she had it, even if she was in high school or something, she would still have to take care of that baby. She didn't get on welfare. She was made to take care of the baby. You didn't have adult black men whining and whimpering and blaming like women do. Some women do. You didn't have black on black crime. You didn't have blacks on welfare. None of those things existed. But the blacks are pretending that they did exist. And even if they had exist, what does that have to do with now? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's my whole point. Is I'm saying, if nothing in the past has anything to do with now, and all those people, that lived when boys were boys and men were men are all dead and gone now. I don't know why you still fixated on that time.
Because all of them are not dead and gone. I'm still living. I'm here. And I'm an example of coming from that time when boys were boys and men were men. We had to work. I've never known not to work. We had to treat people with respect. We had to love all of it, everybody, don't hate. We didn't beg and whine. It was an embarrassment, especially as a male, as a man. You will never catch men begging and whining and blaming the white folks and other people. But it's so typical now in the black community. Men have no shame about begging and blaming them. They act as though white men are superior to them. It's not that the white men think that they are, but you've said it so much, now they're wondering, am I superior to the blacks? Because the black men are acting as though they are.
I would say that you probably have a select few. You could probably name 10 of them, but I don't think that that's true for most people, especially in the black community.
What's not true for most people?
I know I've heard you say things like black men don't really work as much. Black men don't take care of home. I mean, you on the phone with a guy that, is working 2 jobs and providing for his daughter.
And that's why I say not all, but most of them don't.
That's what I'm saying. I disagree. I feel like most of us do. I feel like you take the...
Why you feel like most do? Where's the proof?
The ones that I know. Because, you tell us to go through life based on what we know and not what we see or what we hear.
Right.
Based on the people that I know and the brothers that I know. We all work. We all provide for our children. We haven't killed anybody.
But that's easy for you to say. I don't see any proof of it.
I don't see any proof of the things that you say.
You do.
When you lived, that the boys were boys and men were men. I don't see any proof of that.
Well, that's sad then. That's even worse. So you're saying that there are no men around you from the good old days that are responsible?
Say that again?
You're saying that there are no black men around you, my age, that are responsible men that can verify for you that, you know what, we didn't have all this mess going on when we were growing up. We didn't have all this. There's no one around you like that?
No, the ones that are around me like that, we call them the OGs. They're the old grandfathers that pretty much help school us on certain things to make sure that we make the right decisions. They've told us that, those small percentage of black people that are on drugs, a small percentage of black people that
It's
kill
not
each
a
other.
small percentage, man. What are you talking
also
about?
went on in their time.
Well,
Obviously, now you're going to see it more because
did they
we
use the
have
word
media,
small?
We have Facebook, we have Twitter, so you're going to see more things like that now. But those things existed back then and they exist now.
That's not true. I'm sure you can find somebody that was doing it, but it wasn't widespread as it is today in the black community.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know why you keep saying it's widespread. You can mention Chicago. You can mention Los Angeles.
You can mention Gary, Indiana. You can mention
most black people and most black communities are pretty safe.
That's not true.
We usually build.
Why are you lying? That's not true, Ronnie. That's not going to help the case by lying.
I'm not lying. You're the one that's lying when it comes to that, Jesse.
Have you, Ronnie?
Los Angeles,
all of the inner cities.
You can speak on St. Louis. You can't really speak on anything else. And you'll take those three cities and you'll take the news coverages that you get, and you'll make it seem as if that's speaking for the majority, or really speaking for the minority.
All of the cities where most black people dwell are out of control.
I strongly disagree.
All right.
Name one other than Chicago, Los Angeles, and St. Louis. That's my point.
Milwaukee. I'm trying to think of cities.
You think Milwaukee?
Baltimore, New York.
I'll give you Baltimore.
Brooklyn, New York, New Orleans,
Not giving you
Atlanta, Georgia. I remember when Atlanta used to be a beautiful city. I used to go there when I was in high school. Hold on, Ronnie. When I was in high school, I used to go to Atlanta for the summer because it was safe, it was beautiful. Now it's a rat hole because the blacks have taken over, the whites have moved out. It was so bad, it is so bad that they were asking the whites to come back. So wherever majority of blacks dwell, you have hell to pay.
Strongly disagree.
How old are you, Ronnie?
You got a handful of cities.
How old are you, Ronnie?
In bad shape because of bad policies.
How old are you, Ronnie? It's not because of bad policy. It's because of bad people.
It's because of bad policy.
No, it's because of bad people.
Usually, when Democrats run cities, they usually struggle.
Right, but the point
are bad, not because the people are bad.
But the point is,
now you're going back on your word, Jesse.
Hold on, Ronnie. The point is, what's wrong with the people that they allow the Democrats to come in and do that to them? That wouldn't have happened in the good old days when boys were boys and men were men. The Democrats started this whole Jim Crow law thing. Blacks didn't go dirty because of that. They didn't become criminals. They didn't start having 70% of the babies out of wedlock. They didn't allow abortion mills to come in just because the Democrats created the Jim Crow law. Yes, the Democrats are rotten, and you shouldn't want them over your cities. That's true because they're rotten, dirty, evil, nasty, Satan people. But the people, something has happened to the people that they allow that to happen. What do you say to that?
So what I said was true then, right?
What do you say? Did you hear me?
Yeah. So basically what I said was true about Democrats running cities.
Right. But what's wrong with the blacks that they allowed that to happen? How did they become so immoral that they follow what the Democrats tell them to do?
So, again, let's put this in context. I don't think that it's most. I think it's a minority.
All right, Ronnie, I got to run. I can't go back and forth with you on it. Wasting time. Don't deny reality, folks. How you going to get better if you can't admit that you're wrong? How will you get better if you can't admit that you're wrong? Amazing. And don't forget to like, follow, tweet, subscribe, and share the Jesse Lee Peterson radio show, folks. We really appreciate it. We are at war. It is a spiritual battle for the soul of America. And it's going to take all of us to do it.